This is a PodCo original.
So it's Memorial Day weekend, super summer. You know, the Renaissance Fair. I keep seeing posters everywhere in LA for the Renaissance Fair. Have you ever been?
So Renaissance fairs are fabulous. I have yet to go, and I have the fantasy of them being a very like a dirty Disneyland. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about them that
Have you seen the Bottoms movie? Segue.
No.
Have you seen the Bottoms movie with Ao and this other new fabulous girl? It's like the new Booksmart or the new, what would I compare it to? Superbad. It's actually, it's really, really good. I would check it out. Now, I shouldn't say that totally because I want to give a proper review, but Jono and I are very old and go to bed at a decent hour, and we only watched about 30 minutes last night, but I can't wait to finish it tonight because it's so good.
Ooh. Memorial Day weekend, I think, is also kind of like bittersweet. So in my house, it's bittersweet. Memorial Day weekend, you know, living with a veteran is about, less about, it's less about, I want to celebrate it. And he's a little sad. This is our new thing. Like we know only half truths and then we stumble through the rest. Or you know what you were like? We're like a fabulous version of those old guys in the Muppets that sit on the
What up, everybody? Bom, bom, bom! What? Like, what was that? Like a sports arena thing or something?
Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you. You know what I don't love? I forgot to powder my face, so I'm going to do it right now while we're talking, and I don't really give a shit.
That's because you're looking at my face and you're seeing it shine.
No,
but it's giving cunt, honey.
No, it's the right kind of shine, Christy, because it's on the cheekbone, which is exactly where you're supposed to highlight. It's perfect. I don't know what my face is doing.
I just am so here for you doing your makeup and you should see, I have my feet up on a desk and I have no shoes on. It is so sexy. We went from hot ass big name bitches with Coachella clothing to just big name bitches.
Just big name bitches.
Anyway, I'm touching a mole on my thigh right now. I'm like, is it cancerous? That's what being.
Oh God, no. Well, that's the thing about skin cancer, right? Although Michelle Monaghan was talking about that recently, her cancer stuff, you know, with skin cancer. She's had skin cancer, but is that always curable? Like, is that always a thing where you just take the skin off and everything's fine, or what?
I actually don't know.
Should we not talk about this? Should we not talk about this? Maybe we shouldn't talk about this. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just still fixing. I'm all right. I'm still fixing my hair.
You are actually adorable, though. Like you.
Thank you.
You make me want to be able to pull off red, and then I realize that only you and women
can possible. Only me and Kim possible.
I mean, girl, your hair red is just the best. I love it. Do you like it?
You.
Do you like having your hair red, or did you? Because when we started this pod, you had it blonde.
Right. I love that.
Why
you
did you do
that? Yeah. I think I did it for the same reason that What's Her Face from that 70s show did it. You know, I was so sick of being known as a redhead, as like that being my identity. And also I had never had any other color. I had toxic shock. I might have told the story, but I had toxic shock syndrome when I was really young. Like, it was the first time about 14. And I lost like some of my hair, and I begged my mom to dye my hair. If I could dye my hair, I had always wanted to dye it red. And so she let me. So I've been dyeing my hair since I was 14 years old, and I was just sick of it. So I went blonde, but I'm so happy to be redhead again. It feels like me. I feel like myself again. It also makes me feel a little younger. Blonde can be sort of almost gray and drab and common, and blonde can make a woman look older, especially a white woman. So.
Hey guys, what's going on? This podcast is presented to you by Storyworth. I love Storyworth. And guess what? Father's Day is coming up. Did you remember? Are you remembering your fathers? Well, listen, there are some stories about my father that I truly never get tired of hearing. Whether it's about his time in Holland, growing up there, moving to America, raising 3 girls, loads and loads of stories. I love hearing about them, especially when they involve me. Well, just in time for Father's Day, I found the perfect gift that captures all the stories for my family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth makes the writing process a breeze. All your loved one needs to do is respond onto an email with a story, okay? The story can be short, long, it really doesn't matter. It could be a quote, it could be anything. You'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they are submitted over the course of the year. You'll get to enjoy their retelling of the stories you already know, and you might even be surprised about some stories you've never even heard of. And you know, families love Storyworth. That's why it has over 25,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot, with millions of stories preserved since they were founded over a decade ago. That's pretty crazy, right? So, give all the fathers in your life this unique, this special gift, which is Storyworth. Right now, you can save $10 on your first purchase if you go to storyworth.com/bigname. That's storyworth.com/bigname to save $10 on your first purchase. Happy Father's Day. Hey everyone, you're listening to Big Name Bitches, and did you know this podcast is presented by Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal Paris? Well, it is. Let me turn her right side up. Ain't she gorgeous? I am so sick of other mascaras drying out immediately. Does that happen to you? Any other mascara I use, after a few pumps and appliques, it dries out. I feel like I have to throw my mascaras out all the time. I feel like I go through a mascara weekly, but not with L'Oreal Paris. It's affordable. It's the perfect look from day to night. It's incredibly buildable. The fluffy bristle brush gives a fuller look instantly. It's amazing. I feel like I can apply it continuously. So drop the falsies because Lash Paradise Mascara gives you all the drama your lashes need. So order it now. Lash Paradise on Amazon.
You know, so I had this like long extension hair.
Right.
And I took out the extensions, and like you, I had been doing extensions for like 6 years, and they are fucking expensive. Those things are,
I know,
really expensive. Like we're talking like $1,000 each time you need to go and get them serviced. And that's like every 8 weeks too. So now I went and I cut off my hair. It's like very dark now. It's darker than my actual natural color. I love that. Thanks, girl. I still love it. I've had a few people say in comments like, you look older. And I'm like, I am older. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm 40. I know I look a certain way. I want to look like this. This is what I want to look like.
I hate when a younger person does this to me, and it happens a lot. I hate when I tell somebody, I'm almost 40, I'm 39, they go, oh, you don't look it. You don't look 40. It bothers me so much. I'm like, first of all, I never gave any insecurity when I said my age. I actually say it with such pride. I love saying I'm 40, and I'm not even 40 yet, y'all. I'm 39. I'm not even 40 till September. And I'm telling you, and the first thing younger people say is like, oh my gosh, you don't look it. And I know they're meant to be nice, but it's like, what does that even mean, first of all, especially with everybody getting plastic surgery? And yeah, I don't think it's old anyway. 40 is not old. I shouldn't. It's just the dumbest thing. It's just the dumbest thing, but I better get over it.
I mean, your ego, no, because I get it. I mean, like, I think you're absolutely right. You're standing up for what you believe in. I'm the opposite. And that when people do that, I'm like, oh, give me all the compliments. And maybe it's because I haven't slept in 7 years. So for me, I was always feeling like, wow, it's like I'm fighting that fatigue. But I get what you're saying. I do. I truly do. And then there was this one, oh my God.
Like, it's like saying that it's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with my age. You're not. You're worried that I'm 40.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. You know, we have this thing where it's like, if you do this, like something comes up.
Oh my God. The second we do it, it doesn't.
Was that your, wait, right?
I think it's, if you go like that, it shows up. And fuck technology.
Whatever. Yeah.
I blame our producer, Eric. I blame Eric.
What are we talking about today?
Oh my gosh, girl, there's so much. Well, listen, Memorial Day, there's so much summer fun happening. So much. Is it summer? Yeah, I guess it's summer.
Yeah, it is. Memorial Day weekend is the kickoff of the summer season. If it was Bridgerton, it would be like, it's time for everyone to get their fancy wear and their little tiny little frocks and go and what the fuck?
I love it. Like, they should sort of be wearing their lace hats and sort of being picnicking in the park and, I don't know, making little sandwiches and sitting with parasols. And
yes. Actually, I think Bridgerton is now like available now that it's Memorial Day weekend. I think it's like,
if you bring up Bridgerton, I thought we did this Bridgerton thing already, Christy. If
you
Christy
are going to watch
Bridgerton. Isn't it funny how mad I get about Bridgerton? Every single episode,
And I never thought of my taste as juvenile, but when I look back on it, I really do have a juvenile taste. And when you think of me, you're like, Christy's like, you know, this like hard edge chick. Like, she's not going to like want that stuff. She's going to want true crime, SWAT movie, show, whatever the hell. And I do love a bloody mafia movie.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
You do.
Love
you do.
A psychotic bloody mafia movie. But I also really love all my like, you know, my girly things. Caroline?
Yeah. I mean, and juvenile's fine. I think maybe you associate juvenile and immature as like a bad thing. It just means younger. It doesn't. Maybe it means like less wise or whatever. But I think there's listen, my reality stuff is trash. That's juvenile. That's so catty. It's so high school. Like, again, I love my Selling Sunset. I love my Selling OC. Actually, I was watching Selling OC the other day, and it was really interesting, Christy. Let me explain the situation. So basically, there are these two real estate guys who work in the same office at the Oppenheimer Group. One of the guys is married to a woman and he has kids. A rumor started that he started hooking up with this other guy in the office who's gay.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. The guy, it's hard. I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. But the guy is telling other people, and it's getting around. He hasn't said it on camera, the gay guy. He hasn't said that this other straight man who has a wife and kids has been hitting on him, saying that they have an open relationship. He hasn't said it directly to anyone on camera, but he already started the rumor. So everybody else on camera is talking about it. So the straight guy who's married to a woman with kids basically confronts the gay guy and says, "What have you been saying about me? What have you been saying about me?" And you see this really weird exchange on TV. And the gay guy is saying, I love that I'm saying gay guy, straight guy, but it's the only way. He's saying, "What do you mean? What am I saying? What is the gossip? What am I saying?" It's this back and forth of one guy saying, "You know what you said. You know what you said." And he goes, "No, what did I say? What did I say? You know what you said. You know what you said." That you're realizing that this gay guy actually is like, "Are you wanting me to say that we're gay together on TV? Like, what's happening?" But you can kind of tell that the straight guy is basically saying, go with it. Basically take the blame, say that it's a lie. That's what I think. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of like questioning myself, like, is this guy being outed? Is this like really wrong because this guy's being outed? Or is it really wrong that this guy's denying this rumor that's not really a rumor? Because why would this other gay guy make that up out of thin air? That's just the weirdest rumor ever, right?
People, gay or straight, make up stuff all the time for attention. Maybe they want to create some sort of a, but again, I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. Like, he didn't say it on camera.
I think he's gay.
Aww,
and it's so, you see the exchange.
He
I
has
know
a family. He has to take care of his.
Or he's bi. Yeah, or he's bi, or he's
and
maybe the woman knows. Maybe the woman that he's married to, the wife of the mother of his children, maybe she already knows. Maybe they just want to keep it private and not on camera. I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's a lot of character study. Like, it's when I'm watching it, I'm like, this is fascinating. I think this guy is gay. And I don't think he thought that the other guy was going to be like, all right, I'll say it. You've hit on me. He's like, what are you talking about? No, I haven't. And then it's like pushing him. And you're like, what? Why would he say that you've hit on him on national television? Do you know what I'm saying? But then you're like, why did you say that, dude? You're outing him. You can't out people. You can't.
Rough.
Right?
Rough.
Anyway, very interesting. Very interesting.
Dramatic. What are their names? Just so I know if I ever watch it.
Oh, that's a great question.
For like clues. Because now that I know this, I can go back and watch for clues if I ever decide.
Selling OC cast.
Sorry, you don't even know their names, and you know their most intimate details.
Okay, so Austin Victoria. This guy's name is Austin Victoria. He's the one who's married with a child to a woman named Polly Brindle. And Sean. So Sean Palmieri. Okay. So it's Sean and Austin. It's between Sean and Austin. I think something's going on. I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's Memorial Day weekend, super summer. The Renaissance Fair. I keep seeing posters everywhere in LA for the Renaissance Fair. Have you ever been?
So Renaissance fairs are fabulous. I have yet to go, and I have the fantasy of them being a very like a dirty Disneyland. I don't know. Yeah. There's something about them that
Totally.
I have a little story. Story about it. Only in that I haven't gone. I really want to go. And also I have employed a fairy that does almost all of their work or her work at Ren fairs. She is the most amazing fairy you could ever buy. So basically I found her on the internet. Her name is Opal the Fairy. Check her out. She is such a fairy. Like, literally, she has like a calendar. She blows bubbles into her hand and they pop. And then she pops them with her hand and opens it, and there's a crystal in her hand. And she does it so well, like a magic trick, that you think she's like really magic. And she has the most beautiful wings. So we hooked up.
I'm looking her up right now.
Yes, she's absolutely stunning. We hooked up via DM, and I was like, hey, if you're ever in Texas, please, I would love for you to like be at my daughter's birthday party or like come visit theirs. So she DMs me back. She goes, I'm going to be at a Ren fair in Dallas or somewhere near there. There's a big Ren fair here, of course, in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. And she's like, I'm going to be there. And is it the time that I can come? And I was like, yes. So about a year ago, Opal the Fairy, like, was this amazing, like, what do you call it? Like, we do mystery guests. Yeah, mystery guests. So she was the mystery guest for my kids' class. And she came and she did the bubble thing for all the kids. And they were just at the age that it was perfect. And perfect. Ren fairs. Ren fairs seem like they have magical people all around.
Totally. It seems like a very like medieval times, kind of like theater nerds, you know, kind of like they do in San Francisco, in Oregon. What's the Oregon festival that they do? Oh, the Oregon Fair, the Shakespeare Festival. It really reminds me of the Shakespeare Festival. It's so funny. My sister's obsessed with the Renaissance Fair. She dresses up, Rachel. She's going this year. I was driving down... She LARPs it. Oh, does she LARP like Cosmo? Oh my gosh, our producer was just talking about that. LARPs. Look it up, people. I learned a new word today. Cosplay. It's cosplay. Anyways, my sister's obsessed. I was driving in Long Beach the other day and I passed a sign for it though. And honestly, Christy, I was going to go. I was totally going to go. The sign turned me off so hard that I said no. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing this. I'll do the Los Angeles Fair because that's happening, but... Like, no, I'm not.
The Los Angeles Ren Fair is basically going to be like Coachella. I just wanted to let you know. The Los Angeles Ren Fair.
I know. That's what I'm kind of excited about. I kind of want to go. The Renaissance Fair, this poster, this guy was on the guy on the poster was the creepiest looking guy. I just thought, this is the last person you should have on your poster to sell this. It was creepy deepy. I'm telling you, deeply creepy. So I'm not going to the Renaissance Fair. I just went to the Dutch Festival, which was fun. That was in Long Beach.
What's that like? What is that like? A Dutch festival? What do you guys do?
We won't keep that in because why
not?
We can talk just
I'm
because
so
it was
curious.
It's 3 weeks from now.
So
I went to the Dutch festival. I went to a Dutch festival and it was so fun. Basically, you know, Holland and Indonesia are obviously very close. So there's like a lot of like Indonesian beautiful jewelry and Indonesian food. And then a lot of Dutch food too. There's a lot of people there speaking Dutch, teaching Dutch, a lot of, Dutch food being sold. But it's basically just that, a little small fair in Long Beach that I went to. But, you know, it makes me feel, it's for King's Day, basically, the King's Day. My sisters and I feel, you know, it's our way of having the Dutch connection. So just
I feel that way. I feel that way about the San Gennaro Festival. They have Jimmy Kimmel, who's an Italian. He would always do the San Gennaro at the alleyway behind his theater in LA. And I would go a couple of years, 3 years in a row. And it was really sweet. I mean, what's really weird is that Little Italy in New York doesn't really have any Italians there anymore. Like literally it's just other people and other shops have come in. And
others, others.
Everyone, basically. Not others, but everyone.
Yeah,
everyone is, and then you'll see one like, you know, wise guys sitting outside of one restaurant and it's like smoking cigars. And I'm like, wow, there's such a relic, you know, and they do have a few really great Italian restaurants, but long and short of the 2 block radius now, which used to be an entire neighborhood, there is no Little Italy. It's so sad. But the San Gennaro Festival is something I think they still do. And then I really liked the one in LA. And that's when I felt my most prideful. So I can understand when you went to the Dutch Fair, the vibes that you felt. What is your favorite Dutch food?
Oh, the Dutch don't do good with food. It's a lot of sausage, a lot of pea soup, a lot of meat and potatoes, like very boring, very British, you know. There's nothing good. I mean, I like tompoes. Tompoes is like this custard with a nice cream topping. It's obviously a dessert. What else do I like? I like Dutch cookies. You know, we do a lot of gingerbread, but really it's the chupjes. It's like a coffee candy. I like chupjes. And ik hou van jou, dag, alsjeblieft, ik hou van jou. Just kidding. Okay.
Wait, so do you speak a different language? No. But that was perfect. I mean, it sounded perfect.
How do you know? How do you know, Christy?
And therefore it was perfect to me. I am telling you. Somebody asked us in our questions, and I forgot to tell you, that they wanted to hear your immigration story.
Oh, that's lovely. I was actually just writing about it. So you'll have to tune in later. But
so fuck off.
Yeah, it's way detailed too. But I moved here when I was really quite young. I thank you for being interested. I don't mean to be rude. I moved here really when I was very, very young, and it's kind of actually confusing. I don't really know exactly what age I was, but Yep, there you have it. Have you seen the Bottoms movie? Segue.
No.
Have you seen the Bottoms movie with Ao and this other new fabulous girl? It's like the new Booksmart or the new, what would I compare it to? Superbad. It's actually, it's really, really good. I would check it out. Now, I shouldn't say that totally because I want to give a proper review, but Jono and I are very old and go to bed at a decent hour, and we only watched about 30 minutes last night, but I can't wait to finish it tonight because it's so good.
Ooh,
have you heard about it?
Watch it. No,
Watch it.
I think I've seen the trailer, and it is very sassy, and it's like a misfit group of girls that are, they're queer and they're trying to hook up or something.
Yes, and I love that the thing is it's the writing is very good, but it's a mix of so many types of comedy. It's like over the top slapstick, but it normalizes being gay without it being all about that. Do you know what I mean? They're just they're multidimensional. They're not just one-dimensional gay characters. You know what I'm saying? There's way more to them, but mostly it's just really funny. Ao is so freaking talented. I'm laughing much. Ao from
the rapper Ao. No,
sorry, Ao, the girl who just won a bunch of Emmys. She's on. Beef.
Ao.
She's on not Beef. Sorry, she's on Bear. The Bear.
Yes, I didn't realize she was in it. I love her so much. Is she an older character or is she like one of the main characters?
No, it's funny. It's like a wink. It's like a Waiting for Guffman. It's like a mockumentary. They're not totally committed. Like the thing, I wrote this down because I think this is true. So the problem with Booksmart, in my opinion, is that it's just Jonah Hill's sister who wasn't as famous and wasn't as funny, unfortunately. So it kind of never hit that super bad spot, in my opinion. That's my opinion. This is like something totally different. I just think it's so good. I think it's so good. Okay. I'm only 30 minutes in. It's making me laugh so hard. They basically start this fight club and it's feminist. It's a lot. It's a lot of really good things.
I think that a half-assed review that's excited is more interesting than a review that's like, you know what I'm saying? You've only watched half of it. That's the half-assed review. I kind of dig that because sometimes you can only get through a half and you want to keep...
Totally, but I know it's going to be good till the end, and even if we watch just the first 30 minutes, bottoms, that's what it's called, bottoms. Cool. So freaking good. All right, what about sorry. Oh, we were talking about Anne Hathaway. And, I wanted to talk about The Idea of You guy, that guy who came out of Street, which is sort of fascinating, right? You think that's a big fuck you to everybody who basically saying times have changed, like you shouldn't have to come out with your sexuality, you shouldn't have to say you're gay. So he's sort of making fun of that by coming out as straight. Do you think that's his angle or what?
Oh, please. No, I hope not. I mean, I think in the article he has been a character in the queer community. So I think maybe he
it's Nicholas. Nicholas, sorry, I'm just going to say it so people know who we're talking about. The lead actor who's actually in Bottoms as well, and he's also in this movie with Anne Hathaway that's been out for a while called The Idea of You. Maybe I'm a little late to the party or whatever, but The Idea of You has been out for a while. Anne Hathaway's in it. You know, this Nicholas guy.
You haven't seen it, right? You haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I think I just want to be alone and make sure Jono's not here in case I'm like into it. But can we just talk about
into it? Like you want to like get the buzz going? Like what?
Oh yeah, I want to get turned on. No, like I'm worried that. Okay, here's what it is a little bit. I'm worried I'm gonna like it, and
we're definitely gonna like it.
I'm going to like it. And I'm worried I'm going to judge myself because it feels like getting your groove back now, like how Stella got her groove back, how Anne Hathaway got her groove back. Now, the idea of that is just being with a younger guy, is being a cougar, is being with a 24-year-old. Like the idea of getting your groove back for women now involves being with a younger man. And to me, like, that's not my idea of getting my groove back. I still want to watch the movie. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it has many more points than just that and is deeper than that. I'm sure they have a connection and a whatever, I don't know, and I should watch it. But I'm like kind of annoyed by getting your groove back means being with this with a younger person, like with a younger, immature guy that probably doesn't even have half the wit in his little finger that you have, that we have, that older women have. I just don't get it.
Well, you earn that wit over time. So even if so many men who date younger women, I mean, I can understand why it works in theory, but yeah, I mean, it is. I don't know. Everybody that has successful relationships with younger people, like what's his name? The guy, Taylor, what's his name?
Oh, I know about this. So Christy's talking about, Aaron and Sam Taylor Johnson. I don't know why I just took over. I don't know more. Yeah, they welcomed their daughter while...
They have a kid together?
Yeah, I guess in 2010 and Romy in 2012. Also, I want them to I think they already did make Romy and Michelle's high school reunion on Broadway. They need to redo that, and we need to be Romy and Michelle. Like that would be a
I
great
could
part for us.
totally be Mara Savino.
Yeah, oh my
I could
God.
be the Mara Savino together.
Yeah, and I could just do Lisa Kudrow, who's basically Chelsea in Friends, right?
Oh my God. God. Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. We need to do that instead of Chicago.
I think
Okay.
Now I think this woman stole this boy's youth. If I have my druthers about me, that's what I think. I think it's weird. Sorry.
Hey guys, what's going on? This podcast is presented to you by Storyworth. I love Storyworth. And guess what? Father's Day is coming up. Did you remember? Are you remembering your fathers? Well, listen, there are some stories about my father that I truly never get tired of hearing. Whether it's about his time in Holland, growing up there, moving to America, raising 3 girls, loads and loads of stories. I love hearing about them, especially when they involve me. Well, just in time for Father's Day, I found the perfect gift that captures all the stories for my family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth helps you preserve special memories and stories from your father for years to come. How cool is that? Listen, here's how it works. Each week, Storyworth emails your loved one a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. It could be any question. It could be, what was your first memory, Dad? What was it like growing up in Europe? When did you know you wanted to work at Cal State Fullerton? Did you expect to have 3 amazingly beautiful, talented daughters? Stuff like that. Storyworth makes the writing process a breeze. All your loved one needs to do is respond to an email with a story, okay? The story can be short, long, it really doesn't matter. It could be a quote, it could be anything. You'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they are submitted over the course of the year. You'll get to enjoy their retelling of the stories you already know, and you might even be surprised about some stories you've never even heard of, which is exactly what's happening to me right now. I'm putting a book together with my sisters for Father's Day, for our father, of course. And I can't believe some of the stories my sisters remember from when we were little girls. I'm also really, really happy about this because my father's already been compiling photos of his childhood, and it's let my sisters and I really know that he wants to keep his name and our family history alive. So we've been compiling all these great little stories, all these great, great photos that we're putting into this book, and my father is going to be absolutely gobsmacked. He's going to be so surprised, so pleased. I truly think when he opens this gift, he's going to cry. This is the best coffee table book you can buy. This is a gift that keeps on giving because it sparks new memories as you all read it together as a family. I can't wait till this book's done. I can't wait to give it to my father. It really is such a special, special, heartwarming gift. So, give all the fathers in your life this unique, this special gift, which is Storyworth. Right now, you can save $10 on your first purchase if you go to storyworth.com/bigname. That's storyworth.com/bigname to save $10 on your first purchase. Happy Father's Day. Hey everyone, you're listening to Big Name Bitches. And did you know this podcast is presented by Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal Paris? Well, it is. Let me turn her right side up. Ain't she gorgeous? I said it once and I'll say it again. I am obsessed with this mascara. It's fabulous for several reasons. Not only does it have an amazing fluffy bristle brush that gives you a fuller look instantly, it's the perfect look from day to night. It's incredibly buildable. I've said that a million times. I'm obsessed because I am so sick of other mascaras drying out immediately. Does that happen to you? Any other mascara I use, after a few pumps and appliques, it dries out. I feel like I have to throw my mascaras out all the time. I feel like I go through a mascara weekly, but not with L'Oreal Paris. It's affordable. It's the perfect look from day to night. It's incredibly buildable. The fluffy bristle brush gives a fuller look instantly. It's amazing. I feel like I can apply it continuously, and it also doesn't damage my eyelashes. You know, it doesn't make me want to pull on them, and it doesn't get really clumpy on my lashes. It's buildable in the sense that you can build it without it looking crazy, without it looking like you have spider eyes or something. So drop the falsies because Lash Paradise Mascara gives you all the drama your lashes need. So order it now, Lash Paradise on Amazon.
I think it's weird.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Sam Taylor Johnson.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like that they are together and thriving.
I don't.
He's now 33. She's 56. They have a child together, which I did not know. Do they have several child together?
You know why I get mad about this stuff? It's because I feel like when all those men were preying on me on those sets when I was young, and not just when I was not when I was 15, 16. I think it's still bad when you're 18, 19, 20 and older men in their 40s and 50s are hitting on you. I think It steals your youth. It does a lot to young people, men or women, or in anything in between, anything other.
This is so weird. So yeah, they do have 2 kids that they had together, and then she had 2 daughters, and they have 4 daughters, and he co-parented the daughters from a previous marriage that she had. Look, the sets, especially on location sets, are very sexually charged, and people don't know how to act, and things happen all the time, and it's horrible. It ruins marriages and lives, and that is true. It takes a lot of self-control for especially a director to act right, because they're in the leadership position, and they're having to kind of work with the lead actors to be like, trust me, take this risk, do what I say. Like, and they're
in the power position. Yeah, they're in the power position.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's very easy for them to also kind of like go get drinks after, after the day. And then that escalates to like this like sexy, weird Harlequin novel. And obviously in his case, I think he was like 18 and she was like probably 20 years older than him. Right.
Yeah, so yes, it's so lecherous. It's stealing this young person's youth that they'll regret when they're older. You've taken their 20s and 30s away of experienced life with other people.
I will say this. They seem
Where is he? Where's his career?
On the red carpet.
Whatever that means.
What's going on with his career? He's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing great.
I don't like it.
He's just in Fall Guy. Okay. You are entitled to your opinion, ma'am. You are entitled to it. Do I think it's hot? No. I think he's, but then again, you think about it, like, do we care? I guess you care. This is one of those, do we care? I don't care, but you do.
I guess I care, not really. I'm just relating it to myself. I care. I'm passionate about what happened to me in my story, and I'm relating it to people I don't even know. And I understand that. But I think when you're not in the same decade, you don't have the same experiences. You don't learn and grow together. You're on totally different wavelengths and paths. I just think, what could she? I don't know what she's getting out of it. I really, you'd have to be very unique, and maybe they are.
Out of it.
I know, right? She's
getting a lot.
I don't know. I just think let him be young.
But I also love that this all came from us talking about the idea of you, which I think it will still continue to crush. Like it's got a lot of really good reviews that I've seen pop up, even like Vanity Fair, like all the big publications who are impossible to impress, like love this movie, even though it started as like a fan whatever.
Yeah.
It's a fan fiction piece of writing. Yeah, there's a book
interesting.
that is fan fiction.
That's right. That's right. There was so funny. She was like being interviewed with Jimmy Kimmel, and she was like,
she's like, did you read the book?
Yeah, did you see that? That's so funny. And the whole audience went silent. Everyone's like, we don't read. Jimmy Kimmel was like, you have to go over to Stephen Colbert to get your readers, to get people who actually read books. Sorry, we don't read here in this studio. It was really funny.
That was called earning his paycheck, because the truth is that nobody's reading fan fiction, like unless they're a nerd. And it's okay that you're a nerd. Just say you're a nerd. But like fan fiction about Harry Styles is like a very niche population. I think sometimes people think that, I'm a Swiftie, I'm a Styles person, that like that is not only just their identity, but that the entire world should be that. And it's like most grown-ass adults are going to, Jimmy Fallon to see a lot of different kinds of people and to experience Jimmy Fallon's brand of humor. I don't know. Anyway, Juvenile. Yep.
Juvenile. Yeah. It's
back
really
that ass
interesting.
up, Juvenile.
I'm seeing it back that ass up. No. So Netflix is a joke. That's a competition, right? That's coming up.
Are we doing that? Are we doing that festival?
I don't know. Maybe this is boring. We've done enough festival shit. Let's move on to. We don't have time. We don't have much time.
We wanted to talk about summer. Okay. All right. So Memorial Day weekend's coming up. What do you think you're going to do?
Maybe barbecue. I don't know.
What do you like to barbecue? Yeah.
Oh gosh, anything. Yeah, take those titties out. Maybe I'll go to my father's in Orange, be with his dogs and family. No, not my dad's. Not my dad's. My dad's good.
Has your dad ever seen your boobs?
What? What a weird question, you fucking weirdo. You sicko. Has your dad ever seen yours? How about that?
My dad's dad.
Oh, I was just made me think of another reality show that I won't even bring up. There's basically I've been watching. Wait, what, Christy? What? What did you just say?
I said my dad's dead.
Oh, well now I can't say anything.
But I think he did see my boobs. You know what? I think my dad did see my boobs.
Now, did he see your boobs or your fake boobs?
Well, I think he saw all of my body. He saw my body when I was a baby, but I think he did end up seeing my fake boobs. Yeah. Because I think he saw the movie that I did. I never asked him though. I never asked him.
Good. Don't.
And I still think, well, I can't now, but I think about it now and I'm like, what's that like? And should I have maybe asked my dad like what he thought? And
no,
I know, but it's not like a sexual, when you think about it as a parent, let me just talk about it as a parent. Like I've literally seen everything come out of my child's body and like grow and stretch into a little bigger person. So it's kind of like, I don't think that a parent, a sound of mind parent can sexualize their child. That's just how we're not there yet, of course, with my very young children, but eventually, you know, they're going to come to me about questions. And like, I don't have a problem at all talking about everything. So that's just my vibe.
You know, I get that. I get what you're saying. I just think you have to live your life. You can't, you know, you have to take creative choices and artistic jobs and do what you want and live your life. As long as you know you're a good person and you're not doing anything wrong or bad or mean to somebody or hurting somebody, especially on purpose, right? I was watching Below Deck. There's a girl on Below Deck who basically hooks up with one of the other guys on board, you know, and she's regretting it. Everybody's talking about it. And the whole reason is because her dad's watching. And it almost gets to a point of obsession. She's like telling him to lie to everybody on the boat that they're not hooking up. It's like too late, girl. First of all, they have a camera everywhere. You have a mic on, like you have a mic pack on, like it's too late. Also, you're 28 years old and your dad is way too involved in your decisions. Like you're going to get on the boat. You're going to be on a boat for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. You're going to hook up with someone. It's okay. Forgive yourself. But the whole time she's telling this guy, my dad's going to be so mad at me. My dad's going to be so mad at me. You literally see this guy lose interest very quickly. He's like, this woman is obsessed with her dad. And it seems like her dad's a little obsessed with her and her sexual life. It's like, butt out, dude. Don't watch the fucking show. Don't watch the show.
Yes. I'm for that. If you know that it's going to be a problem for you, you don't go there. I hope that he didn't, but I also never think he ever made a problem for me on that. So anyway, I don't know how we got on the topic of daddy issues. I love that for us. But Memorial Day weekend, I think, is also kind of like bittersweet. So in my house, it's bittersweet. Memorial Day weekend, you know, living with a veteran is about less about, it's less about, I want to celebrate it. And he's a little sad. And the reason is because Memorial Day is to remember the fallen heroes and people in the armed forces. Yeah, fallen soldiers. I mean, and so I think sometimes it can get, hey, it's the start of summer. Hey, everybody's like, you know, let's just get drunk and float on a tube. But, you know, I think over the years of being with my husband, I think we've kind of massaged that kind of, you know, being married to a veteran can be very interesting. And so I take a lot of pride in knowing that like I've been a part of his life to introduce him to certain things like, hey, like we can celebrate this day and also remember the folks that you know who have fallen. So it is an interesting time. And that being said, I do love a party. I love a summer. We have a great pool and we're going to host something, I'm sure of it. So you do have a great pool. Yeah. I mean, listen, just say, Brendan, let's just have hot dogs at the cemetery. You know what I mean? You know, he really does have such a dark sense of humor. I am going to tell him that you said that and he's going to fucking love it.
Yeah, babe, we'll just take American flags and wave them at the cemetery, you know?
Let's do it.
But it is funny because the first thing I said is like barbecue, burgers, barbecue, food, you know, like celebration. It's actually, my mother died on the 4th of July. So that it's kind of in regards to this. It's so weird because it's another, you know, of course, American holiday. And I used to do fireworks and everything, but now my sisters and I are just so depressed on that day. You know, it's like never going to be the same. Yeah. No, it's okay. We still celebrate, but it's just it's sort of the same thing. That's really interesting.
I did not know that your mom died on, and you may have said that in the past in passing, but now this is making it very different for me.
Yeah. She died on the morning of the 4th of July, 2016. It's so interesting. And like, but I'm sure people feel this way like about Christmas when they have friends and people who died around the holidays. It's just hard. But anyway, I'll definitely, you know what, I'll really be thinking about Brendan this Memorial Day.
And we'll be thinking really about you on the 4th of July. But obviously, I think everyone should have a good time. Obviously, try to drink responsibly. I think, you know, sometimes those very pro-American holidays scare me more than the other holidays where you're surrounded by family, because it just seems like those are the bonus holidays that people just want to get fucked up and like just get burnt in the sun and get dehydrated and then you make stupid decisions. So be mindful of that, you guys. And also watch your toddlers. Oh my God, I'm so preachy today. Watch your toddlers
but I get
swimming.
it.
Yeah. Watch the waters.
I know. Falling into the pool
Have a
or
water
whatever.
watcher. Yeah. If a mom ever comes to you, or if you, I mean, this is why I can't help but micromanage other people's kids, but I never tell them I'm doing it. Like if I see a parent, even if I'm at the park and like their kid is like doing some crazy stuff, I can't help but start to watch their kid on their behalf, because around here in Austin, we have some free range parenting where people are a little bit more like hippie-ish and like they're chill. And I love that for the kids, you know, like who wants a helicopter parent? But there's a fine line between like, okay, that kid could get hurt. So I can't help but try to helicopter everyone's parents. Are you surprised? No.
No. I'm not even a parent, and I feel like I do that at the airport. Like that just happened to me at the airport. Yeah, because
it takes a village.
Exactly. That's the exact right thing to say. No, exactly. It's so funny actually sometimes when I do that and then I go after the kid because I'm like, no one's watching them. And then I look like the creeper who's just going after a kid in the airport. You know what I mean? But I'm like, listen, you weren't watching. I was watching. You weren't. I'm sorry. I don't care what I look like.
Did a mom ever get like upset with you for doing that?
No, actually it just happened recently, and I watched the whole thing happen. I saw the kid leave the mom and I didn't want to make her feel bad, but I watched the kid just really go. And then I was literally in between looking at her and going towards the kid and looking till finally she turned around and freaked out. I said, hey, it's okay. I got him. Like before she could properly freak out. Because if I wasn't watching, she would have found the kid. I don't think anything would have happened, but she wouldn't have known. Well, you never know. But because that's the people, the men who want to take your kid are usually, looking for that moment, for that window. Yeah. And she looked up and I, luckily.
She must have been so great. Was she grateful?
Oh yeah. Sorry. That's what you asked. Good. And yes, she was insanely grateful. Good. But like, I'm sure that happens to mothers almost every day, all the time. It must be so hard, really.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I would put a leash on my kid.
How do you
not now.
No, but I mean,
if I
had
a runner. But there's some kids who were runners, like that kid.
Yeah,
and like whenever I would see like younger kids at Disneyland who were runners, and they have tethers or whatever they're called. I mean, like, I get it. Like you don't want to have to worry about that, but you want to give them space.
Totally. Thinking of babies and kids, how do you feel about Nepo babies?
Oh, you're so good with these segues.
Well, you're so good with the ideas and thinking of what to talk about. Because I really do care about this Nepo baby thing. I think it's like a forever lasting conversation. Did you see that SNL sketch that, what's her name from, oh my God, she's the daughter of, not Antonio Banderas, but
Mario Lopez?
No. Not Blake. Okay, sorry, we'll cut this out. The daughter, she was in that movie about sex. She is the daughter.
Dakota Johnson.
Thank you. Dakota Johnson was on SNL the other day. Dakota Johnson was on SNL a few months back, and she did a skit with those boys, about being a Nepo baby. And she kind of makes fun of herself a little bit. She's been seen, talking about it. But how do you feel about it? I mean, listen, you got to get a leg up somewhere. I think it annoys me sometimes as a actor who feels like they made it on their own accord with no help from a family member.
This is an interesting topic.
I'm talking about the untalented ones. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the untalented ones that we see, right? It's cool if you're a Nepo baby and you've got talent.
Who else is an untalented Nepo baby? Because I feel like the ones that we see are pretty talented.
Totally. And Dakota Fanning. No, Dakota, Jesus Christ.
That's a great name.
Dakota, totally.
My name is Dakota Fancy.
My name is Dakota Fancy. Yeah, I wish I was good at improv and could finish that sentence. No, but Dakota Johnson's very, very talented. She was fabulous in that movie that did well and had a sequel and a blah, blah, blah.
I think she's gotten better. No. She's grown on me. She was never all that good. Like, she was not good in that 50 Shades of Grey. I don't think she was good, but she's gotten better, especially since she started dating that Chris guy from Coldplay. I think that there's depth to her soul, and I think she's grown up. And I think like she's really stopped apologizing for herself and found a way to like joke about her being a Nepo baby. You know who I think is a great talented Nepo baby is Willow Smith. I think she has some new music. She releases a lot of new music and it's good. Like, trust me.
Music?
She had this one song back in the day when we were on Disney called like, I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So she hates that, right? Like she hates that that's how she started. But it brought her into the topic of conversation of, oh, who's this kid? This cute. And it went viral, for the time.
Yeah.
And so her mom,
Teach me how to.
As crazy as, the family dynamic is, her mom's actually a pretty talented and gifted punk rocker. And so she's kind of synthesized that kind of vibe into the Gen Z, like, I don't know, aesthetic. And I think she's done a fantastic job of trying to persistently go after artistry. And I think she's doing a great job. I really do, especially with everything that's been going on with her family for as long as it has. She seems to be the stronger between her and Jaden. Jaden doesn't seem to be even guy that much.
Maybe that's good.
He's
a
like
good thing.
besties with Justin. He's like besties with Justin Bieber.
I could see that. That makes sense. Yeah, definitely growing up together, being in the same circles. That's cool. I love that. I love that they're keeping their friendship strong. It's hard. What about that? There's just so many Nepo babies. It's so often that you find you like an actor and then you're like, oh, that's what's his face's son, or that's what's his face's daughter. Like, that's what's funny. That's when you know that person's talented. What about, God, I can't remember anybody's fucking name.
Donald Gleason. We were just talking about Donald Gleason last week.
I love him. Yeah, Donald Gleason's very talented.
And his whole family is so talented. Or, what's his name? The guy who played It, who's now in that movie about the boy killing the boy. This is our new thing. Like, we know only half truths, and then we stumble through the rest. Or you know what you're like? We're like a fabulous version of those old guys in the Muppets that sit on the
who don't really talk, like who just right? They don't.
No, they're like, oh, I hated it. It was horrible.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, we're literally getting older. Like this is how I remember my mom. My mom would be like, "Did I say that already? Did I ask you this already? Okay, Anneliese, I wrote everything down because I know you hate when I repeat myself and when I forget things." So
we were so mean to our.
No,
moms.
I was so mean. Oh my God, I regret
now
it.
But
the last text message I have from my mother is a picture of her middle finger flipping me off. It's literally just a picture of her finger going like that.
That is so dark. And how do you, I don't know how to unpack.
I know. She was hilarious. She was being hilarious. She was mad at me because she had been texting me and calling me and I hadn't called her back like most daughters do with their mothers. And so she sent me that thing and boy, do I wish I had called her back. So call your mom's back. Yeah. I do.
Call your
really
mother.
Call your mother.
Call your mother.
But Nepo babies, yeah. I mean, let me think. I'll try to think of some more as we go. I'm trying to think of ones I really believe in. What about Footloose? Remember that movie Footloose? Who was the lead guy in that? Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's daughter, right? She's in all those commercials, and wasn't she in?
Is she? I didn't know Kevin Bacon had a daughter.
Yeah, he has a daughter. And then
are you talking about Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke's daughter. Wasn't she in Stranger Things?
Ethan Hawke's daughter. She was. I like her a lot.
Yeah. She's very talented. Very talented.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of Nepo babies. So
here's the deal. I have a take on this, okay? That's going to be very direct and to the point. I think that it is a different kind of hustle when you do not have money from your family to come into the industry either at a young age or even if you're not at a young age and you know that your parents are wealthy. This isn't even about whether you're a Nepo baby from somebody that's in the, celebrity world. It could just be someone like Taylor Swift, whose dad was like an economist and, in finance or, even Hillary Duff's family was in finance.
The rich.
Like, I'm just saying, like, you have a different mindset. And that's not to say that they're not talented or that they didn't make an impact. It's just to say that you have truly, and this goes for everybody who knows somebody who's, the manager's son who got promoted before they did when they were like, doing overtime and all that shit. Like this happens to everybody. Nepotism happens everywhere. In our industry, it's no different. But there's a very big advantage to having a wealthy family. And that has nothing to do with nepotism as much as it has to do with having a security blanket so that you don't have to sweat, making it or taking that bad role because you have the privilege of like, I'm going to wait for the right role to come around. And then you walk around and you network, but then you walk around. Think about how it informs every decision you make when you're in Hollywood. You walk around knowing that you're wearing Balenciaga and that you can hire the stylist and then you could sit at Hyde or wherever the cool place is now and you could get the bottle service and then you can just literally assimilate to the culture easier because it's just like, this is where you're meant to be, right? Like this is where you want to be. So it's just not the same kind of hustle. And I think that probably affects their art, which this is also umbrellaed into Nepo babies. It affects their art.
Yes, that's so interesting. It really reminds me, I was just looking up as you were talking about it, Jeff Goldblum recently has been roasted for not giving wealth to his kids. So Jeff Goldblum's saying he isn't leaving his kids any money, that they have to row their own boat. So he's not leaving any money to them, which is pretty fascinating. It's really what you're talking about. He really wants them to make it on their own accord. He's giving the money away when he dies. There will be nothing. That's what he's saying. There will not be anything for them in their will. That seems crazy to me and extreme.
Yeah.
But
that's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, exactly. He is kooky. He's kooky.
He's a kooky guy.
But, and also he's already rich. So they're already going to the best schools and they're already making the best, introductions. And it's too late, dude. Like you're already famous. And
well, I guess Nepo babies are, never going to go away. And let's just, they probably don't have it easy either because it's, I've met some and No. It's this whole thing that, but we can't be divided. We can't be judgmental. We have to love each other. Everybody's got their own issues and things going on. It's all comes from jealousy. We just want what other people don't have or what other people have sometimes. And what we have to remember is they don't have what we have sometimes. So let's just have compassion and love even Nepo babies. Exactly.
Guys.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Big Name Bitches, for coming and stopping by. We love you so much. Make sure you DM us and subscribe
And we'll see you next Thursday. What does that spell? Don't make me say it.
Bitch.